Hey, you are watching AliAziz YouTube channel.
Top 50 Java Database Connectivity Interview Questions and Answers for fresh and experienced candidates. Subscribe my YouTube channel for more updates. 1. What is the Jdbc? Jdbc stands for Java Database Connectivity. Jdbc is a Java API that communicates with the database and execute SQL query. 2. What is a Jdbc driver and how many Jdbc drivers are available? Jdbc driver contains classes and interfaces that help Java application and database. There are 4 types of Jdbc drivers. Type 1 driver or Jdbc ODBC bridge driver. Type 2 driver or native API, partly Java driver. Type 3 driver or network protocol, pure Java driver. Type 4 driver or native protocol, pure Java driver. 3. How can I connect MySQL or Oracle with Java? // for MySQL. Try. Class.forName, com mysql.jdbc.driver. Con equals driver manager.getConnection, JDBC, mysql / localhost 3306 / ban, username, password. Statement st equals con.create statement. Results at rs equals st execute query, select asterisk from user. rs.next, catch, class not found exception a. System.error.println, class not found exception in get connection, plus e.get message. Catch, SQL exception a. System.error.println, SQL exception in get connection, plus e.get message. // for Oracle. Try. Class.forName, oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Con equals driver manager.getConnection, JDBC Oracle thin at localhost 1521 name, username, password. Statement st equals con.create statement. Results at rs equals st execute query, select asterisk from user. rs.next. Catch, class not found exception a. System.error.println, class not found exception in get connection, plus e.get message. Catch, SQL exception a. System.error.println, SQL exception in get connection, plus e.get message, return con. Code explanation. Class.forName creates an instance of Jdbc driver and register with driver manager. GetConnection method always establishes a connection to a database. We need to create a statement object from above connection object. The statement will return result set object. Result set.next means if the result set is still returning row. 4. Which Jdbc driver is the fastest driver? Type 4 driver or native protocol, pure Java driver, is the fastest driver. 5. What are the Jdbc API components? There are 4 types of components. Jdbc API, Jdbc Driver Manager, Jdbc Test Suite, Jdbc ODBC Bridge. 6. What are the Jdbc statements? There are 3 types of Jdbc statements, as given below. Statement, it will execute SQL query, static SQL query, against the database. Prepared statement, used when we want to execute SQL statement repeatedly. Input data is dynamic and taken input at the runtime. Callable statement, used when we want to execute stored procedures. 7. How can we execute stored procedures? Stored procedures can be executed using JDB callable statement. Here is the code. Connection con equals null. Callable statement call stmt equals con.prepare call, Call my store proc. Call stmt.setString, 1, updifc. 8. What are the advantages of using prepared statement in Java? Prepared statement is used to execute same SQL statements repeatedly. The prepared statement is compiled only once even though it used n number of times. 9. What is result set? The java.sql.resultSet interface means the result set of a SQL query. It means a cursor is pointing a row of a table, it points to before the first row. 10. What are types of result set? There are 3 types of result set is available. If we do not declare any result set, that means we are calling type_forward_only. Type_forward_only, cursor can move only forward. Type_scroll_insensitive, cursor can move forward and backward but not sensitive. Type_scroll_sensitive, cursor can move forward and backward, but it is sensitive. 11. Explain the difference between row set versus result set in Jdbc. In a result set handle connection to a DB, we cannot make result as a serialized object. Because of above issue, we cannot pass result set across the network. Row set extends the result set interface, so it holds all methods from result set. Row set is serialized. So, we can pass row set from one class to another class because it has no connection with the database. 12. Why would you use set autocommit, false, in Jdbc? If you want to turn off the autocommit, then set connection.set autocommit, false. 13. What are database warnings in Jdbc and how can we handle database warnings in Jdbc? SQL warning or database warning is the subclass of SQL exception class. We can handle it by using getWarnings, method on connection, statement, and result set. 14. Can I get a null result set? No, we cannot get null result set. Result set.next can return null if the next record does not contain a row. 15. What do you mean by metadata and why we are using it? Metadata means data or information about other data. We use metadata to get database product version, driver name, the total number of tables and views. 16. What is the difference between executing, execute query, execute update in Jdbc? Execute, it can be used for any kind of SQL query. Execute query, it can be used for select query. Execute update, it can be used to change/update table. 17. What is database connection pooling? Advantages of using a connection pool. Connection pooling means connections will be stored in the cache and we can reuse them in future. Advantage: it is faster. Connection pooling becomes easier to diagnose and analyze database connection. 18. What is the function of driver manager class? It is an interface between user and drivers. Driver manager tracks all the activity between a database and the appropriate driver. 19. What is the meaning of batch updates? Batch updates means executing a set/group of SQL queries all at once. Batch updates can be used only for insert, update and delete but not for select query. 20. How many packages are available in Jdbc API? 2 types of packages are available in Jdbc API. Java.sql, Javax.sql. 21. What is the return type of execute, execute query and execute update? Return type of execute is Boolean. Return type of execute query is result set object. Return type of execute update is int. 22. Result sets index starts with 0 or 1. Result sets index starts with 1. 23. What is the role of class.forName while loading drivers? Class.forName creates an instance of Jdbc driver and register with driver manager. 24. Jdbc ODBC bridge is multi-threaded or not? No, Jdbc ODBC bridge uses synchronized methods to serialize all the calls made to ODBC. 25. Which interface handles transaction management in Jdbc? Connection interface handles transaction management in Jdbc. It provides method for commit, rollback, etc. 26. Why no suitable driver error occurs? No suitable driver occurs when we are calling driverManager.getConnection method. It may occur because of following reasons. Unable to load exact Jdbc drivers before calling the getConnection method. It may be invalid or wrong Jdbc URL. 27. Prepared statements are faster. Why? Prepared statement execution is faster than direct execution because the statement is compiled only once. Prepared statements and Jdbc driver are connected with each other during execution, and there are no connection overheads. 28. Is it possible to connect to multiple databases? Using single statement, can we update or extract data from 2 or 3 or many databases? Yes, it is possible to connect to multiple databases at the same time, but it depends on the specific driver. To update and extract data from the different database, we can use the single statement. But we need middleware to deal with multiple databases or a single database. 29. Tell me difference between setMaxRows, int, and setFetchSize, int. SetMaxRows, int, defines how many rows a result set can contain at a time. SetFetchSize, int, defines the number of rows that will be read from the database. 30. Tell me about special characters. A special character is preceded by an escape character. Example. Select name from table where name like \_% escape \. 31. What is the meaning of dirty read in the database? Dirty read means read the value which may be correct or may not be correct. 32. What do you mean by two-phase commits? Two-phase commit is used in distributed transaction process. If any transaction is executing and it will affect multiple databases, two-phase commits will be used to make all databases synchronized with each other. 33. How many locking systems are there in Jdbc? Two types of locking are available in Jdbc by which we can handle more than one user. If two users are viewing the same record, then no locking is done. If one user is updating a record and the second user is also updating the same record, at that time, we are going to use locking. Optimistic locking, it will lock the record only when we are going to update. Pessimistic locking, it will lock the record from the select to view, update, and commit time. 34. What are the exceptions in Jdbc? There are 4 types of exceptions in Jdbc. Batch update exception, data truncation, SQL exception, SQL warning. 35. Give steps to connect to the DB using Jdbc. There are 2 ways to connecting database using Jdbc. Using driver manager. It will load the driver class with the help of class.forName, driver class, and class.forName. Post-loading it will pass the control to driver manager. Driver manager.getConnection will create the connection to access the database. Using data source. For data source, no need to use driver manager with the help of JNDI. It will look up the data source from naming service server. DataSource.getConnection method will return connection object to the DB. 36. Explain the Jdbc architecture. Jdbc API supports both 2-tier and 3-tier models for the database. In 2-tier model, Java application interacts to the data source. In 3-tier model, commands are redirected to a middle tier of services. After that, commands sent to the data source. 37. What are the new features available in Jdbc 4.0? The new features are: auto-loading by Jdbc driver class, enhanced connection management, row ID SQL enabled, dataset implemented by SQL by using annotations, enhancements of SQL exception handling, supporting SQL XML files. 38. What are the packages are used in Jdbc? 8 packages are used in Jdbc. SQL.driver, connection, statement, prepared statement, callable statement, result set metadata, database metadata. 39. How many row set are available in Jdbc? There are 2 types of row sets are available. Connected. A connected row set object connects to the database instantaneously. If the application terminates, then connected row set object also terminates. Disconnected. A disconnected row set object connects to the database after execution of the required query. 40. What is the meaning of connection? Connection interface consists of methods for interaction with the database. 41. Explain Jdbc save point. A save point represents a point that the current transaction can roll back to. Instead of rolling all its changes back, it can choose to roll back only some of them. 42. List the advantages of using data source. Data source is dividing work among administrator and programmer/developer. The administrator creates a data source object and ties up it with JNDI registry. A programmer/developer retrieves the data source object from the registry. Then it will establish the connection with the database. 43. What is the reason why we need a Jdbc row set like the wrapper around result set? We can use result set object as a JavaBeans component. A Jdbc row set also can be used as a JavaBeans component. That's why it can be created and configured at design or compile time and executed at runtime. All Jdbc row set objects are scrollable and updatable. 44. How many ways that we can view a result set? There are 2 ways to view result set. Column index. Example: getInt, string column name, getInt, int column index. 45. How many ways can you update a result set? Following methods helps you to update result set: update row, delete row, refresh row, cancel row updates, insert row. 46. Why should we close database connections in Java? As a best practice, we must close the result set, the statement, and the connection. If the connection is coming from a pool, on closure, the connection is sent back to the pool for reuse. We are doing this in the finally block, because if any exception occurs, then we still get the chance to close this. 47. Why are we using blob data types in Jdbc? These are used to store a large amount of data into the database like images, movie, etc. 48. How to set the attribute concurrency in result set? There are 2 concurrency levels. Concur_read_only, it is only for reading. Concur_updatable, it is for both read and updated. 49. What is the difference between client and server database cursors? Server-side cursor means data and results are saved on the server. Only when requested data is sent to the client. Client-side cursor means all data sent to the client location. 50. How do you insert images into database using Jdbc? Images in the database using the blob data type wherein the image stored as a byte stream. Below code is showing how to insert the image into DB. Connection con equals null. Prepared statement PRS equals null. Input stream equals null. Class.forName, oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle_driver. Con equals driver manager.getConnection, JDBC Oracle thin at localhost 1521 MYDB, username, your password. / localhost is your machine or host name. / 1521 is your Oracle database port number. / MYDB is your Oracle database name. PRS equals con.prepare call, insert into EMP underscore profile values, comma. PRS.setInt, 1223. Input stream equals new file input stream, new file, EMP underscore img.jpg. PRS.set binary stream, 2, input stream. Int count equals PRS.execute update.